Hate him or like him, but it seems like the flamboyant, luxurious Jagaban, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, whose economic policies are regarded as anti-people policies, whose target is tax, 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 may just be the one to restructure Nigeria, create the North and South dichotomy, and ultimately hand us a brand new constitution. It seems the president don't want to be entirely ineffective to the Nigerian people. It seems he wants to hand over to the Nigerian people something they will remember him for. And that is the reason why he's doing everything possible to ensure that the 1999 constitution is changed and a brand new constitution is given to the Nigerian people. In August 2024, former Commonwealth Secretary General Emeka Anyaoku led the Patriot to meet President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, urging him to send an executive bill to the National Assembly to convene a National Constituent Assembly that will draft a new constitution subject to a national referendum. Bola Ahmed Tinubu promised to review the request. In September 2025, at the National Public Hearing on Constitutional Review, Bola Ahmed Tinubu reaffirmed his administration commitment to constitutional reforms that will strengthen Nigerian institutions, promote justice, and guarantee fundamental rights. Speaking through his Secretary General of the Federation, George Akume, he called a constitutional review a golden opportunity to advance democracy and nation building. The House of Representatives Constitution Review Committee, chaired by Deputy Speaker Benjamin Kalu, set a December 2025 deadline to deliver a new brand constitution with over 87 priority amendment bills addressing critical areas including devolution of powers, state police, fiscal federalism, local government autonomy, and gender equity. Bola Ahmed Tinubu has allowed the constitutional review process to continue with seemingly ambitious goals. One may be wondering, what exactly is the need to change the 1999 constitution? Why are we concerning ourselves so much with a document? Is this really our problem? Is this the reason why Nigeria is not progressing? Let us talk about this 1999 constitution and why we need to change it. After like 33 brutal years of military dictatorship, Nigerians thought they were finally free. But General Abdul Salam Abubakar had one final trick up his sleeve. Just 3 weeks before handing over power on May 29, 1999, he dropped a constitution on the nation like a bombshell. No reconsultations, no meaningful impact from ordinary Nigerians, no democratic process. The same way Nigeria was amalgamated in 1914. The constitution was finalized by a panel appointed by the military regime and adopted by the Provisional Ruling Council with virtually no consultation with the Nigerian people. Yet, this same document brazenly claims in its preamble, "We, the people of Nigeria." Which people? Nobody asked us anything. Nobody consulted us. Now, here is where it gets really interesting. Nigerians are tired of these impositions. Nigerians are tired of being ruled by a document that has no meaningful impact on them. A document that was handed over to them by the military. A document they had no input on. They want to move away from that constitution. They want a change. They want a brand new constitution. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu now finds himself at the center of this constitutional storm. But here is the catch. Tinubu himself, back in 2012, was calling for radical constitutional changes. As a former Lagos State governor, he advocated abolishing the Senate altogether, arguing it merely replicates the duties of the House of Representatives and waste money. It now seems that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is about to go that same route again with this change of constitution. But let us look at the reason why people are calling for the 1999 constitution to be changed. Why do we need to amend the entire 1999 constitution? The truth is, the 1999 constitution is not just flawed, it is fundamentally illegitimate. The most basic requirement for any constitution in a democracy is that it must come from the people. The 1999 Nigerian constitution lacks legitimacy because of the absence of participation of the people in the constitution-making process. It is a military document dressed in democratic clothing. The 1999 constitution creates a fake federalism. Nigeria calls itself a federation, but that's a lie. The country operates a unitary constitution gapped in borrowed ropes of federalism, with the federal government receiving 52.68% of statutory revenue, while the 36 states receive just 26.72%. Think about that. In a true federation like the United States, Canada, or India, the states are strong and largely independent. They control their resources and contribute to the center. In Nigeria, the center controls everything and doles out crumbs. The constitution prescribes a single police force to protect 237 million citizens. One police force for the 7th most populous country in the world. This is madness. This is ridiculous. It's like asking one person to guard an entire city. No wonder insecurity is everywhere. From Boko Haram in the northeast to banditry in the northwest, kidnapping in the southeast, armed robbery across the south. Again, the constitution has something called the exclusive list. 68 items that only the federal government can handle. These include everything from aviation and railways to labor and mines. Most of Nigerian states and local government have little financial independence outside of their monthly federal allocation from oil revenue, translating to a lack of political autonomy to pursue state or local-led policy agendas. This means that states can't even fix their own road without begging Abuja. They can't develop their resources. They are reduced to beggars in their own land. That is the reason why a governor like Governor Alex Otti is being threatened by the presidency to come to APC, else he will stop receiving huge allocation from the federal government. And of course, this is also the reason why most Nigerian governors that were not even voted on the platform of the APC are now decamping to APC. If you ask them, they will tell you they want to align to the center. Another issue in this 99 constitution is the immunity clause. Section 308 grants absolute immunity to the president, vice president, governors and deputy governors while in office. This means they can steal billions, oppress citizens and violate rights, and nobody can touch them until they leave office. But then, the money is gone, the evidence is destroyed. Justice becomes a joke. Again, some articles in the constitution that grant the president rights to appoint the INEC chairman influence judicial appointment. INEC and the judiciary are two most important components for credible election and effective justice. They safeguard the nation's constitution and sustain democracy. Nigerians have been deprived of this for decades because he who pays the piper dictates the tone. But of course, changing the 1999 constitution will not be as easy as it is being said, not even in a multi-complex country like Nigeria. And this is where things get really explosive. From Lagos to Port Harcourt, from Enugu to Calabar, southern Nigeria is practically united in demanding constitutional change. Groups like Afenifere in the southwest insist that Nigerians' problem stems from its structure, demanding that restructuring must address these issues effectively. They are calling for a return to the 1963 Republican Constitution, when regions control their resources and development. The Niger Delta oil-producing states have been very vocal in their agitations for resource control through restructuring, believing it will make more resources available for economic and social development. The Southeast, same thing. Even the Middle Belt, caught between the North and South, is demanding change. The Middle Belt Forum described the parliamentary system as far cheaper and better for a country than the current presidential system with its bicameral National Assembly. You can see the people calling for constitutional amendment. Everyone but the North. From the time of amalgamation to date, the North has been dependent on the South. The belief in the current structure of Nigeria, even though it has made them more poorer, uneducated, underdeveloped than other regions, but they still want it than others. Why? Number one is economic dependence. Northern Nigeria has become heavily dependent on monthly handout from the federation account, with most northern states waiting for federal allocation despite the existence of many economic resources such as tin, gold, agricultural products, and huge fertile land. A leader of the Northern Youth Congress admitted, in quotes, "The South is soaring in modern development and the North is sinking in underdevelopment. Northern Nigeria becomes a hub of joblessness, crime, illiteracy, maternal mortality, and terrorism. This is what politics as an industry has done to the North, unquote. But in all of this, they still prevent the current structure of Nigeria. But under true fiscal federalism, states will have to develop their own resources. The North fears this because decades of centralized control have created a dependency culture on them. Another reason why the North fears constitutional change is because of the oil revenue coming from the South. For nearly 30 years, the military, dominated by Northern Nigerian officers, kept tinkering with revenue allocation formula to the advantage of the North and to the chagrin of the oil-bearing South. The South produces the oil, the North doesn't. Under restructuring and resource control, oil-producing states will keep more of their wealth. This terrifies some Northern elites who have grown fat on oil money they didn't work for. Another reason is their political dominance at risk. The current system concentrates power in Abuja. Fiscal federalism that drove development in the First Republic has been replaced with unitary system where the center wields homogeneous power and corners 52% of revenue allocation. Whoever controls Abuja controls Nigerian wealth. Restructuring will end this. Power will shift to the state. The federal government will become less attractive to looters. The North, who believe it is their right to rule, also believe that they will always occupy Abuja. And if they always occupy Abuja, they will control the resources and political dominance of Nigeria. So there are fears in the northern quarters that amending the 1999 constitution will lead to restructuring. And restructuring Nigeria means abandonment. That the developed South will race ahead while the North struggles. But they ignore one crucial fact. The current system isn't helping the North either. Despite receiving the biggest federal allocations, the North is still drawing in poverty, illiteracy, insecurity, and underdevelopment. The money comes in, the politician steals it, and ordinary Northerners suffers. Whether they like it or not, Nigeria needs a new constitution. Nigeria needs to move away from the old 1999 constitution. Will Tinubu succeed in his effort to rebrand Nigeria constitution to give the Nigerian people a new working people constitution? Time will tell. I am Avalanche Media. I bring the news like an avalanche. Fast, heavy, and unstoppable. Stay informed, stay vigilant, stay ready. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.